Good day, and thank you for tuning in. We have some developing news coming out of Nigeria that has sparked serious concern among religious communities and human rights advocates across the nation. Reports are emerging about the detention of Sheikh Khalifa, a prominent Islamic scholar based in Zarya, Kaduna State, who has allegedly been held by Nigerian government authorities for several weeks now and subsequently moved to an undisclosed location. This story is raising questions about religious freedom, due process, and the transparency of security operations in the country. Sheikh Khalifa, whose full name is Sheikh Abdul Qadir Khalifa, is known throughout northern Nigeria as a respected voice in Islamic scholarship and teaching. Based in Zarya, a city with deep historical and religious significance, the cleric has built a reputation over the years for his lectures and religious guidance to thousands of followers. According to multiple sources reporting on this matter today, Sheikh Khalifa was detained by security operatives several weeks ago under circumstances that remain unclear to the public and even to many within his immediate community. What makes this situation particularly troubling is the reported secrecy surrounding his detention. Family members and associates of the scholar have expressed deep concern that they have not been granted access to him, nor have they been officially informed about the charges he may be facing or the reasons behind his arrest. In a country where the rule of law is supposed to govern how citizens are treated by authorities, the lack of transparency in this case is drawing sharp criticism from various quarters. The movement of Sheikh Khalifa to an unknown location adds another layer of anxiety to this already tense situation. When detainees are moved without proper documentation or notification to their families and legal representatives, it raises serious human rights concerns. Legal experts have pointed out that every Nigerian citizen, regardless of their status or the nature of allegations against them, is entitled to certain fundamental rights, including the right to legal representation, the right to know the charges against them, and the right to be brought before a court within a reasonable time frame. Now, before we go further into this discussion, if you are finding this information valuable and you want to stay updated on important news stories like this one, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you never miss any of our updates. Your support really helps us continue bringing you these important stories. The detention of religious figures in Nigeria is not without precedent, and it often generates significant public reaction. Over the years, various Islamic clerics and Christian leaders have faced arrest and detention, sometimes on charges related to incitement, sometimes on security-related allegations, and other times under circumstances that remain disputed. What is consistent across many of these cases is the outcry from religious communities who feel that their leaders are being targeted or that due process is not being adequately followed. In Sheikh Khalifa's case, there has been no official statement from the Department of State Services, the Nigerian Police Force, or any other security agency clarifying the reasons for his detention. This silence from official channels is fueling speculation and concern among his followers and the wider public. Social media platforms have been buzzing with discussions about the case, with many Nigerians calling for transparency and demanding that the government either charge the cleric formally in court or release him immediately. Human rights organizations in Nigeria have also begun to take notice of this case. These groups, which monitor issues of arbitrary detention, freedom of expression, and religious liberty, are calling on the authorities to respect constitutional provisions that protect citizens from unlawful detention. The Nigerian Constitution guarantees freedom of religion and freedom of expression, and any restriction of these rights must be done within the framework of the law and with proper judicial oversight. The city of Zarya itself has a complex recent history when it comes to tensions between religious groups and state security forces. Many will remember the events of December 2015 involving the Islamic movement in Nigeria and the subsequent Zarya massacre, which left hundreds dead according to various human rights reports. While Sheikh Khalifa's detention appears to be a separate matter, the historical context of Zarya makes any security action involving religious figures particularly sensitive and liable to generate strong reactions from the community. For the followers of Sheikh Khalifa, the uncertainty surrounding his whereabouts and well-being is causing considerable distress. Religious scholars play important roles in their communities, providing not just spiritual guidance, but also social support and mediation in disputes. When such figures are removed from their communities without clear explanation, it creates a vacuum and generates feelings of injustice and marginalization among their followers. The question many Nigerians are asking today is what comes next in this situation. Will the authorities provide clarity about the charges against Sheikh Khalifa? Will he be brought before a court where evidence can be presented and challenged? Will his family and legal team be granted access to him? These are fundamental questions that speak to the health of Nigeria's democratic institutions and the rule of law. As we continue to monitor this developing story, we encourage all our viewers to stay informed and to demand accountability from those in positions of authority. Democracy thrives when citizens remain engaged and when institutions operate with transparency. If you have been watching this video and you appreciate the work we do in bringing you these important updates, please remember to like this video and share it with others who need to stay informed about what is happening in our country. This case also opens up a broader conversation about how Nigeria handles security concerns while respecting fundamental human rights. It is possible for a nation to maintain security and also uphold the constitutional rights of its citizens. The two objectives are not mutually exclusive, but achieving both requires commitment to due process, transparency, and accountability from security agencies and government officials. We will continue to follow this story closely and bring you updates as more information becomes available. The situation remains fluid, and we hope that in the coming days there will be clarity about Sheikh Khalifa's status and that all parties involved will act in accordance with the law and respect for human dignity.